let's watch this quick clip from one of the bravest members of the European Parliament, Claire Daly, has to say about this conflict, and, well, she is definitely going against the majority.
The EU solution to the war in Ukraine is more war. Pile in the weapons, splurge on militarism, threaten to engage in all-out economic and financial war against Russia. So the same things you were doing already and expecting a different result. The true definition of madness. Because nowhere have sanctions ever succeeded in ending a military assault or achieving regime change. But what they have done is unleash economic devastation. This time round, which will be paid for by the people of Russia, including those out protesting against the war, and increasingly being paid for by the citizens of Europe, facing massive energy price hikes, inflation, and a catastrophic decline in their living standards. Talk about shooting ourselves in the foot. I would love colleague Jambaski to tell me any circumstance in which NATO has played a productive role or delivered peace anywhere. History has taught us that sanctions do not end military conflict, they do not bring peace. They make the people suffer, not the oligarchs, the people of Russia, the people of Europe. And they're not going to help save lives, because the more arms you pump into Ukraine, the more the war will be prolonged, the more Ukrainians will die. And it might sound radical, colleagues, but the answer to war is not more war, it's peace. And peace isn't delivered by the barrel of a gun, it's delivered by diplomacy, by dialogue. You can wish away your continent's history, but we share a continent with Russia. We will sit down with Russia. There will be a negotiated peace, and this organisation should be promoting it earlier rather than delaying it and making sure that more Ukrainians die. Your feigning of sympathy rings hollow. It makes me sick, to be honest with you.
Grazie. Cari colleghi, la calma necessaria per proseguire il dibattito e di essere rispettosi delle opinioni di tutti i colleghi.
When is this conflict going to end? Or are we going to continue to see maybe an escalation? And from your point of view, how it could end. So in the best words that you can, maybe you could help us out with that.
Yeah, so how it can end and what means winning for either side. Zelensky and Ukraine has stated that winning, or what they want and what they won't negotiate for anything else, is Russia leaving all of Ukraine. Well, you know, he says that, and right now, Russia is in 4 of the regions of what Ukraine and the West considers part of Ukraine. And 2 of those regions have been broken away from Ukraine for the last 9 years, Donetsk and Lugansk. Now, Russia considers these 4 regions legally part of Russia by Russian law. This includes Donetsk, Lugansk, Kherson, and Zaporozhye. Now, of course, Kherson and Zaporozhye were latecomers to the Russian party, you could say, but Russia had a referendum for them, as well as Donetsk and Lugansk, to join Russia in September of last year. So this is why Russian law considers them part of Russia. But Donetsk and Lugansk had a referendum, which I covered in 2014, to break away from Ukraine because they're ethnic Russians, because they were expecting that Russia would bring them in 2014, as Russia did Crimea, which Crimea was so happy for, because they were, I went to Crimea to cover the referendum there, and there was just seas of Russian flags, very different than the Western mainstream media tried to portray it. But the fact is, right now, and of course, Zelensky also calls for the return of Crimea. So it's not even just the Donetsk, Lugansk, Zaporozhye, and Kherson. A lot of people forget about Crimea now. So that's what Ukraine's win is, as far as they're considered, and that they won't negotiate for anything less. Now, these regions are legally, by Russian law, considered a part of Russia, regardless of what the West and Ukraine recognize them as. Russian law considers them part of Russia. And there is no way that Russia is going to let any of Russia, what Russian law considers part of Russia, be controlled by Ukraine and have this conflict over. So the minimum win for Russia is fully controlling Donetsk, Lugansk, Zaporozhye, and Kherson areas, and of course Crimea. Now Lugansk is, I think, like 95% or something like this controlled by Russia. Donetsk is a bit less, and as well as Zaporozhye and Kherson. But no way Russia is going to stop this anytime before all of these areas are fully controlled. Now, how much farther than that it's going to go, I think just depends on the situation politically between, Ukraine and the West. How much is the West going to continue to prolong this war by supplying these weapons to Ukraine and causing the death of many thousands more people? But by Russian law, these areas are considered Russia, and Russia, by Russian law, can't stop until these areas are controlled by Russia. So I hope that answers this question.
That is what Russia wants, but how far is the West willing to take this? Are we about to see more nations involved, or is this going to be a quick resolution? Both people come to the table. What you just described is very similar to what the Minsk 1-2 agreement and almost what the Zelensky government initially had signed to do, but then retracted on it quickly after Russia backed off. So my question to be a little bit more clear is this going to bring other countries in? Are we going to see a bigger peak here before the end, or are we starting to see the end?
No, well, the end. I think it's going to be a while before Russia controls these territories. I don't think Zelensky is going to come to the table. He's made it clear, and in fact, if he did, he would be looked at by a lot of people as a traitor. So he's kind of stuck. Regardless of what he wants to do, he can either let this war continue or sign away these territories, which doesn't look like is possible for him to do. And how much the West is going to supply it, who is going to come in, I think there's probably going to be come to a point where the West needs to understand that they're pushing this into a area where it might become a global crisis in one way or another, and that their support is just causing the continuation of more deaths.
We're going to face the east, right? First and foremost, I like to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rakadash. Double honors to the elder apostle Jim Madison, who well. Salute you brothers pushing this word, and truth and sincerity and strength, YAHAWASHI. And shalom to you brothers and sisters going to trust the spirit and YAHAWASHI. Shalom to you too, right? We are here to prophesy the downfall of this wicked, destructive kingdom known as Babylon the Great, Sodom and Gomorrah, Egypt, Rome, all those ancient empires balled up into one, controlled by Esau, the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of, right? We are here to gather the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of the Negroites and those who they were murdered. Those are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites according to the King James Bible. Those are the only ones who come back to repent, right? So what you see in the ending part of that clip was Patrick Lancaster, and he's over there on the front line on the Russian side, filming everything that's going on, right? And you see how he's talking. Like, no, it ain't coming to an end. Even though you might not see it on the media, or they might downplay it, but he's on the front line, he's on the Russian side, and he's telling you the Russian side, know, and how the people are looking at the situation over there. Okay? So he said, looking at what the West is doing, which includes America, you know, pumping in on weapons like that, you know, it can spread further. And which it is gonna spread, it's gonna go global, man. It's gonna go global, man, and that's what we looking for. So give me Malachi. First we looking for that mark of the beast, which is microchip. You see? So then we're looking for this place to get cooked, that's the end game, man. But we looking for that microchip first, man. And other events, full-scale martial law, the increase of famine, you know, people being thrown in a concentration camp, you know, so on and so forth. Other processes got to play out, but when that war go global, that's what we looking for, man. End game, man, 'cause we want out of here, man. You know, the hour of temptation coming, you know, those things got to come before, you know, America, you know, faces final judgment, man. Okay? So give me what you got, bro, in Malachi 4:1.
All right, this is Malachi chapter 4, verse 1.
Go ahead.
It says, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, said YAHAWAH by SHAM of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch."
Right. So start from the top again. And I'm gonna have to chop some of this video up because a commercial came and I had to put the phone down. So I'm gonna have to edit some of that video. All right. And what happened last week, which was Sunday, it came out on a Sunday, and it 2000, you know, what was it? 13th. August 13th, 2023. So that would have been last week's video. For some reason, I don't know, it got zapped. You know, the video recorder was shutting off. Maybe it could have been the heat. I don't know. But all I got out of that footage was 9 minutes and 10 seconds out of last week's footage. That's why no video ain't up concerning last week, August 2023, you know, on the 13th, August the 13th, 2023. That's why you don't see no video up from last week, because that footage somehow, man, I only got 9 minutes and 10 seconds of that footage, man. They got all the footage gone. So we're gonna try to bring out this lesson, Lord willing, you know, we'll have some footage, you know, to put up, man. You know, weirdo stuff going on, man. But when I seen it like that, I just threw my hands up, man. All I can do, man. You know? But start from the top again, bro.
All right, this is Malachi chapter 4, verse 1. It says, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven,
Right.
and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble."
See, this is where the Most High is gonna make his final judgment. All right? This is where he's gonna make his final judgment. You know, and looking at the situation over there in Hawaii, I was watching clips of one guy was saying he had to get in the water, but the water was so strong he had to get out of it. You know, and when he got out of it, he walked into the street. He was barefoot. He walked in the street, and the street was so hot it burnt the bottom of his foot, and it gave him 3rd-degree burn. Like he had to get back in the water. That's how hot it was, man. Over there, concerning that fire in Hawaii. Now you got a hurricane. We're gonna see what that's gonna do. Gonna touch down in Cali, man. You know, we watched the news today. What's today's date? August 19, 2003. You watch the news, you got a hurricane that's gonna touch down in Cali. And we're gonna see what that's gonna do. You know? But hey man, I'm looking at, you know, yesterday I rode past the places where the tornado hit. And they still ain't fixed them places. Them places still damaged. Man, how long ago was that? That was about a month ago, wasn't it? Or 2 months ago. Probably longer than that.
Yeah, I thought it was like 2 months.
See if you can get the date on it. You probably have to go to YouTube and tornado in Arkansas. And the date will probably come up on the video. Probably a month ago, 2 months ago. But that goes to show you, man, the reason why I mentioned that, Little Rock, Arkansas.
Saying Arkansas, but I'm not for sure that's I think this was 4 months ago.
Oh, okay, so it's 4 months ago.
Yeah, I felt like it was around like three months.
Yeah, so the tornado hit in Little Rock 4 months ago. Okay? Now, today, August the 19th, 2023. Now, I rode over there to them areas and them places still damaged. So that was 4 months ago. Okay? They ain't repaired them places. Now, I said that to say this. Places that get hit that they just don't report on the news no more, don't think they rebuilt back up. These places in America that's getting hit by these natural disasters and these tornadoes and these hurricanes, they ain't getting built back up like that, man. They just ain't reporting it. The Most High, YAHAWASHI is turning this place down, man. He's turning Esau's kingdom down, man. He's doing it, man. And he hitting Esau's kingdom with these elements, man. He's using the elements to tear this place down, man. He's judging this place, man. And them places ain't repaired, man. That was 4 months ago when that tornado hit, man. Them houses and them areas, man, they still out of there, man. Still, man. You see? And looking at the footage in Hawaii, man, that's some serious stuff, man. I was watching other footage concerning what was going on in Hawaii, man. Some news reporters, family members lived in them areas, and they say the last call that they got from their family member is they were surrounded by a fire in the car, and they had no way out. And reports got back to that person that they was out of there, man. They got cooked, man. And I seen some more footage to where a man and a woman was at the hotel and they had to jump in the swimming pool because there was fire all around them. There was serious business over there, man. And then on top of that, they say concerning them alarm, I was listening to Tulsi Galbert, I think that's her name. Google Tulsi Galbert. I gotta see her face.
Is it Chelsea?
Yeah, I want to say it's Chelsea Galvin. She in the government. She was in the government.
Chelsea Galvin.
Yeah. Her. I was listening to her. Show them, bro. I was listening to Miss Galvin, right? I was listening to her, and she was saying concerning the guy who was supposed to sound that alarm over there in Hawaii. She was saying that alarm is advanced enough to where it could have warned the people concerning that fire. And then the guy was saying, look, the reason why he didn't sound the alarm because people would have panicked and went to the hills and they would have been caught up in the fire because that's a tsunami alarm system. And Miss Galvin was like, nah. Because when you get a tsunami alarm, they tell you a couple of days ahead that a tsunami is coming, so everybody get prepared. If that alarm would have went off at the time, she was saying you could have saved life, but the Most High put the spirit on them not to cut it on. See? Not to cut it on, man, because them people had to suffer their fate, man. They ran their course in this life and it was over with, man. They had to get cooked, man. And that's the way it's going to end up with America, man. America going to run its course in this life and the Most High going to make his judgment, man. And listen to Patrick Lancaster, the Russians ain't stopping, man. They ain't stopping, man. So read what you got, bro. Again, and
Alright.
Malachi.
This is Malachi chapter 4, verse 1.
Go ahead.
For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble.
And you got to remember, down there in Hawaii, you got a military, U.S. military base down there, Army. Matter of fact, somebody Google Hawaii military base. You got the military, U.S. military base down there, and why the military ain't helping people. See that?
It's a U.S. military base in Hawaii?
Yeah. And go to Google Images. It's Pearl Harbor, right? Go to Google Images and show them my video. No, images, show them all the military, you know what I'm saying, the base.
Yeah, there's an image right now. These are the images that are shown.
It's a Pearl Harbor base. That's Hawaii, right? Look at that.
Hawaii military base.
See? So they down there. Why they ain't helping people? The Most High took the spirit off of them to help them, man. They had to go, man. You see? And they saying, well, people want that land that the people that was in. That's why the government want that land that the people was in. Man, it's the Most High judging this place.
Yeah, I seen something like that.
That's the Most High judging this place. You can say what you want to say. He said judgment. You know what I'm saying? You can buy the land, but Most High gonna cook it. It don't matter, man. It don't matter. You going hard to you Edomites, you 2/3 of you other nations are going hard to be rooted in America. The Most High gonna burn it, man. He gonna burn this place, man. It's gonna be a desert, man. And the Most High is showing out, man. He's showing out with these prophets, man. He's showing out, bringing down Esau's kingdom, man, using the elephant, man. He's showing out, man. You just ain't looking in the right place if you can't see it. Or you sleep. You know? He's showing out. But read what you got, bro.